plaintiff, Candy Paul, is a single mother, and she claims the defendant, who is her daughter, has a bad habit of crashing vehicles. Candy's suing because she claims while she was out of town, she wrecked Candy's car. Defendant Angelica Brown says Candy was always a good mom, but now that she's a grandma, Angelica wishes she would stop partying. Angelica's countersuing because she claims her mother posted derogatory flyers about her all over town.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Well, sir, I am hoping that maybe you can help me today. I am a single mother, have had the ability to be able to raise both my children by myself. I have made them independent and strong. I have done daycare for many, many years. Still to this day, I'm a nanny. But at the same time, I'm a hardworking woman. I can do construction. I do painting. I help people move. Any job is not too big and no task is too small. As my name is Candy Paul, I do it all.
How did your children come out?
Great.
In your opinion, you're proud?
I am very proud of my children.
All right. Let me hear from you. Tell me about yourself or what background you want me to know about with regard to your mom.
Okay, yeah, Your Honor, my mom, growing up, she's been the good mom, I've had a well upbringing, like she said, she did daycare for many years. Although, once I completed high school and I started having children on my own, that's when I think, things kind of shifted into being, the respectable, conservative mom to now I'm the cool grandma. She parties a little bit too much in my opinion.
What do you think is a decent amount of partying?
About 10 shots a night, 10 shots a day.
She should?
No, she shouldn't.
That's what I'm asking. What do you think?
I think maybe a drink occasionally, per event.
Now tell us now, so we don't want to get it wrong. She doesn't want to get it wrong with you. So
right.
How much should Mama do exactly? Because we don't want Mama to get
one drink
wrong. Okay, how often?
I would say
only one.
A Christmas.
One drink on Christmas.
Yes.
I don't know why.
All right. So we see the unreasonableness of her thinking.
Yes.
What else you want me to know?
Your Honor, overall she's a good parent, but she just takes it too far. When you're supposed to leave the party, you leave, okay, but when I come back and you're gone and you're back at the party and everybody else is calling me, telling me you need to come get your mom, I think that's a little bit too much. You feel me?
For who?
Her.
Okay.
I wasn't ready to stop
How has it hurt
partying.
her? How has it harmed her?
How has it harmed her?
Yes, ma'am. You're criticizing your mother.
Yeah,
I want to know what your mother has done to allow you to criticize her in public, and you got to tell me how it has harmed your mother. Otherwise, all you're telling me is she has a good time and she doesn't have time to take care of you and your babies. That's what it sounds like to me. She's a grandmother now, and she shouldn't be out there partying. She should be taking care of my kids. No, you take care of your own kids. What has she done to harm herself? What has she done to harm herself? She enjoying herself.
That's right.
How day? Oh, that's all right. I don't ask a woman's age.
Half 100.
Half 150. Now, at 50, they still partying.
She's already at the party. They're my friends. You're calling my friends to hang with my friends. They're my friends.
Now you're on to something. If they are your friends, they can't tell her no, but they want to. Now we're talking something different.
She's just
now you're talking about embarrassing me with my friends because they are ridiculing me that my mother wants to hang out with them.
I got my own.
All right, so you don't try to tag along behind her friends.
No, I'm good. Every now and then I might get a little excited.
Let's talk about you. How did you do after high school? What have you been doing with your life?
Well, I am a digital entrepreneur. I teach people how to day trade. And I'm into...
Since when?
Since when? I would say the last year and a half.
What about before that?
I'm an entertainer.
What do you do?
I'm a backup dancer for an upcoming artist. And I do TikTok, Instagram, all that jazz on the social media. But so
No
that brings
full-time
it
job
back.
that pays you every week and provides insurance for you and your children?
Yes, absolutely.
Which one?
The trading, day trading,
Okay, who are you working for?
myself.
Oh, and you have insurance that you've purchased, or do you rely on the state or the federal government?
I rely on the state right now.
Okay, good enough. All right, let's get to the truck.
Well, me and my boyfriend were gone for the weekend and left the truck parked in the driveway. And I came home and my back end of my truck was damaged. Well, the keys were at the house because I didn't want to lose them on our vacation, so I had left my keys there. And Angelica has a habit of crashing vehicles. She apparently took the truck and came back to the house and apparently left the truck running while she went into the house to use the bathroom, is what the story is.
Story from whom?
From her. But the back end of the truck, and the neighbors did clarify that the truck was in the tree. It somehow rolled across our road and into the neighbor's tree.
You're saying it was in your driveway.
It was in the street. She parked it on the street. We live in a cul-de-sac, so it was parked on the street in front of the house while she went into the bathroom.
What page are you directing me to?
Pages 4, 5, and 6.
Tell me how it has harmed your mother. Otherwise, all you're telling me is she has a good time and she doesn't have time to take care of you and your babies. That's what it sounds like to me. She's a grandmother now and she shouldn't be out there partying. She should be taking care of my kids. No, you take care of your own kids. What has she done to harm herself? What has she done to harm herself? She enjoying herself.
Plaintiff Candy Paul is suing her daughter, who claims Candy posted derogatory flyers about her all over town.
What did she tell you the excuse was?
She left it in park. She thought that maybe there was something wrong with the parking shift, the gear shift, and that it wasn't her fault. But I don't know how if you took the keys to the truck and it's in the neighbor's tree.
Without your permission,
Without my
correct?
permission, how is that not your fault?
What do you want to tell me, ma'am?
Your Honor, yes. I mean, I do agree that I did do some damages to the vehicle. However, I don't feel that I owe her anything. You know, like I said, we would take it.
That's that reasoning.
I don't feel like I owe her because, I mean, go to your insurance.
Don't
Like,
yell
why
over
would you-
me. What's wrong with you?
Sorry.
Where you think you at? You ain't rapping.
No, I'm not.
This ain't no studio. Don't come in there acting like that. Talking over me. When I talk, you zip it. Now, once again, like I was saying, yeah, she has poor reasoning. That's why she told us that. And if you're here now, she doesn't think that she has any responsibility when she took your car without your permission. Go ahead.
I feel like I wouldn't say I don't have responsibility. I mean, I did agree that I did do the damages. However, there is insurance that you can claim. Like, I don't feel like I have to personally.
She doesn't have to run her rates up for you.
Okay, well, I was going to say that I would agree to pay until she wanted to go and definitely, deem my character. You're going around posting pictures of me saying I can't drive.
Defame your character.
Yeah, defaming my character. Going around if you look on my page here, I think it's page 2, you can see clearly. There's a poster that she's going around posting to grocery stores. The local hood stores, going around telling people I can't drive, calling up my friends and my family. Like, that's just a little extreme, Hey,
even went to the
Angelica needs to borrow your car. Tell her you can't let her drive. She can't drive. It's like, it's a bit.
Looks like a 10 most wanted, but
Well, I'm trying to make her understand.
looks like she got the toughest looking
but I have
bitch.
my license, Your Honor. If I couldn't drive, then the state would take my license.
How many
I
accidents
don't need you to go around.
How many accidents have you had?
About
Be
12.
truthful.
Pardon me?
12. I've had 12.
12?
No, she's crashed 12, 13 cars. That's not as many accidents.
How many?
At least 13 cars.
13 cars.
I've totaled a few.
She doesn't want you to make the public aware and be embarrassed
No.
of her 13 accidents, including your car, but yet she has a problem with you even going out with her friends.
Yes.
Because that embarrasses her.
I have to drive her so she
Doesn't
makes it
cost her
safe.
$4,000 like this costs you.
Yes. Cost me $4,000.
And she's worried about people knowing that she's had accidents. I'm with her. She should put up a public notice because you are a danger to society if you have had accidents. Luckily, someone has not been permanently injured. Don't know if that's the case or not. They
Nope,
have.
thankfully. Nope, nobody's ever been
or
seriously
killed,
injured,
but
so thankfully.
that is playing the law of averages. That is likely to happen at some point if you don't change your driving. And do you have any discussions that you may have had by way of text or any other way?
I don't have any proof, just that she would.
All right, and she says she does. Her only belief was that you should file it for insurance, and that's
Correct.
not required. You took it without permission, meaning you're negligent and responsible for every single thing that happens with the car because you started out being negligent. That's more kind than saying you started out stealing it, because taking something without permission is the act itself is wrong. Anything following the act, you're responsible for. And in that regard, I'm going to grant her judgment. With regard to your defamation claim, it wouldn't be defamation, it would be invasion of privacy, folks. In this case, however, the information that she disseminated was a public service to caution people about risk to their health or property. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim dismissed.
Well, sometimes we have to understand that we have to pay for our responsibilities, not in the way that we want to.
You can always get a car. You can't always get a mother. I'm done here.
Out today perform stereotypes, and they say whatever else you might have said.
It's time for today's Judge Mathis Throwback. And stay tuned for the special return of one of the litigants from today's Throwback case. Plaintiff Kelly Hubert says years ago her father dated the defendant's mother and they became friends. Kelly claims CPS was called on the defendant after she left her 1-year-old daughter alone in a car, and she's suing her today for stolen money and emotional distress. Defendant Triana Stokeley says Kelly is no angel, and she can't believe that Kelly is trying to throw her under the bus like she's some kind of horrible person. Triana is countersuing for defamation of character.
Start with you.
Okay, my name is Kelly Hubert. I'm 30 years old. I'm from the east side of Chicago. I've been knowing the defendant, Triana Stokeley, since she was about 5 years old. I was raised by a single father. My father used to date her mother. Okay. It came a point in time where her mother wasn't working anymore. My dad took in her mother and her other 2 siblings, and he took care of all 3 of them as well.
And where at in Chicago?
Well, where we were living when we were children was on 92nd and Harper, which is a block off Stony, which is also a gang.
I know it's a tough area. Yeah. That's why I was trying to give some props to your dad.
Yeah.
Doing all that in such a gang-ridden, tough area. Good. Being responsible. You know, there's a stereotype that all black men living in the hood abandon their children, aren't providers and are criminals. But your dad stepped up and took, absolutely, as opposed to a lot of other dads might have shirked that responsibility.
Absolutely.
Particularly with girls.
Yes.
I'm still trying to figure out what to say to my daughters.
Yes.
I did my best, and that's probably what your dad has done his best, and it appears it's good enough.
Yes.
All right. In terms of your professionalism, you seem educated and well-spoken. That's
absolutely.
what I'm talking
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I was trying to give some props to your dad.
Yeah.
Doing all that in such a gang-ridden, tough area. Good. Being responsible. You know, there's a stereotype that all black men living in the hood abandon their children, aren't providers, and are criminals.
Plaintiff Kelly Hubert was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant was investigated by Child Protective Services after she left her 1-year-old child alone in a car.
All right, you give me some background on yourself.
Well, as she stated, I've known her for a long time, and my mom was the fiance of her father. And we lost contact for a couple of years or so, and then we just basically rekindled our relationship, like I'll say a year and a half ago, and I moved in with her.
What's it like living with her?
it wasn't bad living with her. It was just like my means of communication were a little bit off. That's basically all. It wasn't.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good roommate arrangement. All right. You want to tell me more?
Where she was residing with me, it wasn't that bad. I understand that she's younger than I am. I'm young myself. I'm 30. I had my first child at 16 years old. My dad was living. He told me, look, if you're going to be out here making babies, you're going to stay in school, you're going to keep them grades up, or you going to have to find you somewhere else to go. I'm not having it. And that's what I did. I graduated high school on time. I went to college for healthcare management. After I got done with that, in the meantime, when I was going for school with that, I picked up a trade in medical assistant. I started working for the state as well in the prior authorization department. That's where I'm at now. When she came to live with me, I inspired her to go back to school for medical assistant as well, so I can try to help her get on her feet, because living with me is not going to be permanent. We can't do that now. I helped her with take care of her daughter as well. I watched her daughter for her. A lot of times, even my kids help with watching her daughter as well. I told her about getting her credit fixed and everything. I tried to get her in tune with that as well. And then she had an incident with Child Protective Services with leaving her daughter in the car in January, her 1-year-old daughter in the car. Okay. I come home, she told me the lady from CPS wanted to talk to me. I vouched for her. I don't want to see your child go into the system, and said that she was a good mother. She's just young and she just needed a little guidance. Okay. So I vouched for her for that, because I know she do love her daughter, but she's not responsible though. Then come May 1st, April 30th, she went with one of her friends and the baby daddy, one of her friend baby daddies, and another guy. They go to Wisconsin and they do some fraud out there in Wisconsin.
Fraud, you say?
Yeah, fraud, yeah.
But they was cracking cars, car cracking?
Or cashing fraudulent checks or something like that.
Car cracking?
No.
Go ahead.
So when she goes out there, we thinking that she kidnapped.
Credit card away, man.
That we thinking that she kidnapped and everything else. And they send the police to the girl house thinking that they got her in the house kidnapped. We didn't know where she was at. We found out they went on a high-speed chase out in Wisconsin and everything with the police for doing some type of car cracking.
Hold on to that. You the police. I better let the police hold on to my car. Go ahead.
So come June 4th, she sends me cash, one for $1,500, another one for $2,000. She didn't tell me she was sending. I just get the notification, the cha-ching on my phone. So I'm like, okay, somebody just sent me some money. I look, and so I'm like, why would she send me some? Why did she send me some money? So she calls me. She say, hey, I just sent you some money. Can you send $2,000 to my friend? And the other $1,500 I want you to keep and hold. I said, why won't you just send the $2,000 to your friend yourself? She says to me, oh, I tried to send it to her, but it wasn't going through for some reason. So I said, listen, I don't know, I know they do a lot of fraudulent stuff with all these apps now. I said, if this is any type of fraudulent thing that's going on, I'm going to be on top of you about this, and I'm not playing. You know, I'm trying to get my grandmother's house. My grandmother, which is my dad's mother, she just passed. I cannot have my bank accounts being closed or anything. My son's birthday is the following month. I can't have any of that. I promise you, sis, I wouldn't do that to you, sis. I promise you. Okay, cool. The same day I sent her friend the $2,000, I hold the $1,500 for her. Over the course of about 3 weeks, this is June 4th, by July 2nd, I gave her the $1,500 she asked for, $500 here, $300 here, $500, $200, until the $1,500 was gone. July 2nd, you got your whole $1,500 back.
Let her tell me a little bit about what happened.
Okay.
Well, for one, I did inform her that before I sent the money, that I was letting her know that that was my money that I was sending her, and that was for her to hold until I let her know that I would be needing the money back.
Who taught you that game?
What game, Your Honor?
The hold the money game. Go ahead.
Well, I trusted her with my money, so I felt the need to send the money.
All right, go ahead. I'm not going to tell her what
I trusted her to hold the money.
I want you all to stay very close. So I'm not going to give it a game. Go ahead.
And it's true that I did ask her, can she send a friend of mine some money, and that's what she did.
Hold this, send it to him, and then you get it back. Got that. We know that.
But I know that I did inform her that she did.
A guy who happened to be from Nigeria tried that on. I knew he did that a lot to people.
But
the game is to be sold,
just
not told.
Happened to be. Not that many do from Nigeria, but this guy just happened to be. Go ahead.
But what I do not like is somebody trying to throw me under the bus like I'm a horrible person. Like,
with one of her friends and the baby daddy, one of her friend baby daddies and another guy. They go to Wisconsin and they do some fraud out there in Wisconsin.
Fraud?
Yeah, fraud, yeah.
What, they was cracking cars, car cracking?
Or cashing fraudulent checks or something like that.
Car cracking?
Plaintiff Kelly Hubert was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant was investigated by Child Protective Services after she left her 1-year-old child alone in a car.
The man was manipulating you, I'll tell you that. I won't even blame you. Her man was manipulating her into that.
It was something.
Yeah,
because I was good to her.
What's your defense today in paying her?
Well, the $1,500 that was taken out of her account, I explained to her everything. I communicated with her throughout the whole ordeal. And I even gave her my $300 in the meantime of me waiting for the money to be processed onto my card so that I can give it back to her.
Hadn't been processed yet, has it?
Has not been processed.
How many years?
They claimed it was sent to a card that's not even linked to my account. I have a whole different other card that's been on my account for over a month. So I don't even see how they can even process the card. I even communicated with my bank as well. So.
What's your counterclaim? 2,000. How did she defame you?
Well, she's basically saying that I stole from her when I did not steal
Who did
from
she
her.
tell that to?
She told Facebook.
You got evidence? What should I look
Yes,
at?
on page.
And you say basically, so let's see what basically means to you.
Well, on page 21, I can't find the other post because it was deleted.
And that's about how you're acting. Like you're 21, your cousin here, or god sister would
Yes, god sister.
You all she is very responsible. I'm so proud of her, and she's mentoring you. And don't let this man manipulate you into crossing the person who shows you so much love and is helping to guide your life. I had a cousin who was 12 years older than me, I believe, and he helped get me out of jail, into my GED, into the college that he went to, and I think it worked out. And so his name is Addison Hines. I know, put some money away for him.
Yeah.
Every time I mention that story and mention his name, I got to throw him 1,000. So. All right, it's on the way, man.
And he doesn't let you forget
Don't you do like that, all right? And don't charge her every time you tell the story of helping her become successful. But you got my point. You got a great young lady here. You all sound like you're doing great things, and you're on your way. Y'all just slow down on the drinking, the weed, and chasing men. Don't let those 3 things get in your way, all right? All right. Now, anyone know where I can go to file a lawsuit against someone who isn't? She didn't mention your name.
It was another
She
post
said,
where
anyone know
mentioned
where
my
I can
name,
file a lawsuit?
But I couldn't find it because it was deleted, and she knew to delete
Well, when you find it, bring it back.
it when I found
He
it.
didn't train you well. You need a better con player. Let me send you to Detroit. Get some real training. You come with that weak game there. I got it, it is erased, and I can't find it. Come on now. You're supposed to say, there it is, Judge. And I said, I don't see it. And you're supposed to say, well, you lost it.
Okay. I'll do that.
It's gone, so there's no point of proving.
I don't do that. The whole Facebook thing, that's all I asked on there. And people told
And
me.
you were right.
Yep.
I really admire you, young lady. I'm proud of you. Your emotional distress, however, is for what?
My emotional distress is because during the whole ordeal, she kept lying, saying that she didn't file a dispute against me. When she did that, I had to pay my rent. I was late on my rent. My son couldn't have his birthday party because of that. Even explained to her, Judge, in my messages that I can't even. I was gonna go to the grocery store to buy food.
Well, she could also show you that I gave her my link card on that page.
That's all right. That ain't the issue.
Okay.
It says you filed a dispute with your bank. I just wanted my $1,500 back because my son cannot go without. My friend is about to buy the boys a pizza since now I'm broke. I have no money to feed them. You did put her in hardship, I'm convinced, and so therefore I am going to grant her the emotional distress along with the repayment of the money. You have to get your money from Cash App. You can't hold your debt up that you owe her based on what Cash App and the other banking institutions do with you.
What about the $300 I gave her and my
You didn't sue for that. Counterclaim for defamation is dismissed. Had you sued for the $300, we could have discussed it. But you didn't sue for that. Stick with her instead of that con plan, half con plan. He slow con.
Plaintiff Kelly Hubert was friends with the defendant, and she claims the defendant was investigated by Child Protective Services after she left her 1-year-old child alone in a car.
Who plays con and got to pay it back?
She act like she a good person.
You gotta
She
pay
not
back
a good
con
person.
man.
She with married men.
You gotta pay
She leave
back
her
con
sons
man.
in the
You're the
house
real
all the
con
time,
man.
Your Honor. She leave her sons in the
Judgment for the
house.
plaintiff.
all the
Yours
time.
is dismissed,
You had
You
man.
sleep with married men, sweetheart.
Thousands of hundreds
And you
of dollars,
older
and you
than me.
never gave
And you're
up.
older
You
than
never,
me.
you
And
never
knew
got
I
a
was
dollar.
already because
And you know I don't play the I told you.
Don't try to act
I don't
like
bring
you're a
men
good
around my
I'm not gonna let y'all do this.
I
y'all.
don't bring men around my
all the
kids.
time.
I'm not gonna let y'all do this. Y'all too close, and she's doing too much to enhance your life, and you need to stick with her. All right, whatever you do, stick with her. My buddies that stuck with me, they're all right. Now the ones that didn't, they in jail. All right, have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Judgment for the plaintiff.
No, I just want to tell her that, you know what? Anybody else off the streets that you would have did that to, they would have really put their hands on you. I never touched you. I never threatened to do nothing to you or nothing. I helped you take care of your daughter.
But you did.
I even offered to help you buy your baby a Power Wheel. And after you
You
spoke
didn't buy
to me,
nothing.
I
You
still-
claim you bought a lot of stuff, but you never
I
bought
offered to
nothing.
help
At the
you.
end of the day,
I
you
offered to
lied.
help you. You ain't never did nothing.
Bye.
Half of the stuff I did for
Okay,
you.
bye.
And now, a special throwback update as one of the litigants is back in Judge Mathis's courtroom. Plaintiff Kelly Hubert says the defendant is her brother, and of all her siblings, he was the spoiled one, and he still is. Kelly claims the defendant is 29 years old, but their father still takes care of him, and she's suing him today for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Kyle Hubert says his sister looks innocent, but she's nothing but a gold digger and a homewrecker who has ruined 4 marriages. Kyle insists he tried to repay Ruth with his link card, but she refused.
Start with you.
First and foremost, I want to say it is a pleasure to come here and see you again. I was previously in your courtroom last year. I actually won my case.
Well, did you? Now you're back.
Yeah, now I'm back.
All right, you sue happy.
This
Yeah, sue happy. That's what you sue all the
time I didn't get scammed though. So
That's right. You just have to stand up for yourself. That's right. Give me some background on you and your brother's relationship, if you like. Going back into the old days. What do you want to tell me?
Well, my dad, of course, is a single father. He raised me, my brother, and my sister by himself. So we all grew up in the same household.
Hats off to him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Thank you. We all grew up in the same household. Kyle, my brother, he has always been very quiet when we were kids. He was a very quiet child. When he started to get a little older, he just did a whole 360. Then he just became the child that was very outgoing.
How many children is it again in the house?
Well, it was 3.
All right. So when he got taller than y'all, he started making.
Oh yeah.
That's what that was.
Oh, yeah. He
Y'all
started
bullied
feeling
him when he was
himself.
young.
Oh, yeah.
And then he got taller. He said, I ain't playing this no more. That's what happened. But go ahead. You say he decided to stretch out.
Yeah, he started to stretch out. Everybody, what happened to your brother? He used to be so quiet. When people see him, they oh my God, I can't believe that's your brother. I'm like, yeah, that's him. They be like, what's going on with his hair? Why does he walk around with his hair like that? Do you know, Judge, he's 29 now. He's had his hair like that since he's been 12 years old.
I was about to say he's ahead of his time.
Oh, he's very, very, very animated. Very animated. Out of all us, everybody has things going on, doing right, but he's always was the sport child. Everybody got their own place to live, pay their own rent, mortgage, whatever. Him, my parents still take care of him. Just recently, my dad told him, you need to get your life together. He gave him a year. He said, I'm going to give you a year to get yourself together, and then you got to find you somewhere to go. You too old for this. You got a daughter. You can't be out here drinking, partying. He thinks he's a rock star. That's what he thinks. He thinks he's a rock star.
Without a guitar.
Yeah. You got it. He thinks he's a rock star.
Or a fan.
Him and his friends, his best friend, he goes on Facebook, YouTube. He makes these videos dressed up like a superhero, riding around the hood.
Does he get a lot of
neighborhoods.
views?
Hell yeah, everybody thinks he's funny.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, he might be on to something if he makes a serious effort at it. That sounds pretty funny, and that's what you guys watch on TikTok and Instagram Live and all the other things. So he might be on to something.
Plaintiff Kelly Hubert is suing her brother, who claims Kelly is a gold digger and a homewrecker.
Give me some background on yourself, sir, and your relationship with your sister.
You know, I grew up in Chicago, Illinois, right off Stony Island.
No wonder you were quiet. He was shook. He wasn't quiet. Go ahead. Run up over there in that part of Chicago. Go ahead, young man.
Man.
Go ahead.
So, yeah. But start on my sister. She a sinner, Judge.
She's a sinner?
Yeah, she a sinner. She break up happy homes. She messed up like 4 marriages. She can't find her own man. She always want to... Judge, she ain't nothing. She a gold digger, and I'm just tired of her crap. She said I owe her. I ain't gonna lie. She did let me borrow the money, Judge. I ain't gonna lie. She did. But I told her I'm gonna pay her back on the first. So when the first comes, she talk about, you say you gonna pay me back my money.
Before we get to what she's suing you about, do you want to tell me anything about yourself? She has made it sound as if everyone has to try and push you out the door to do for yourself. Did you finish high school? Did you prepare yourself for the workplace beyond high school?
Yeah, I went to George Washington High School, finished school there. Then I had transferred. Then I had to go to. Then I had transferred and went to Olive Harvey for like a year to take my CDLs. I went
now,
there.
what CDL? Is that truck driving?
Yeah, the truck driving. Yeah, I went there I went there. Then, you know, I just, you know, every now and again, people hit rock bottom. So I just hit rock bottom. I needed some money from I just hit rock bottom. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you working though? What did you do with that CDL license?
Nothing.
My license got suspended.
There's a lot of people making money with that. Did you ever do it? Did you ever drive trucks?
For like 2-3 months, yeah.
And your license was suspended? For what? Drinking and driving?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that.
I can't go in the, I ain't gonna lie, I was drinking, Judge.
You won't be able to get your license back in the future? Is it suspended temporarily?
It's 6 months.
Okay, so you're going to get back on the road after that?
I'm gonna do everything, Judge.
And get back to work?
Yeah.
All right. What do you want to tell me about his drinking and his other habits? Is that interfering with his life?
Absolutely, it definitely is.
And you talk about him so bad, how about these families you done broke up?
I have not broken up, not any families at all. I don't know what he's talking about when he's
you're
saying
gold
that.
digger.
I wouldn't call myself a gold digger because I don't ask men for money.
They give it to you.
Yeah.
You got your answer?
And if it wasn't
He doesn't
for
have a
that, he wouldn't have got no money from me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, let me get into your work status.
Yes, I work for the state as a referral coordinator, case manager.
Oh, good.
So I do have a very good career. So,
You sure do. Congratulations. That is a very good career.
Thank you. So I'm doing pretty good.
Sure
I
is.
can't believe
There ain't no man to take care of her. She take care of herself. She didn't come in here looking like no gold digger. I don't know how many bags and all that other stuff she had. She got a bunch of, what they call them? Why she gonna know?
Birkin.
I was trying to see. She got a Birkin bag and all that. And spending all the money on red bottoms and living in a fabulous place. That's what gold diggers do. They don't work full time like that.
Yeah.
If she a gold
I gotta
digger,
have my own money.
Yeah, she has her own money. So leave her alone about that. She's a productive career woman who was able to loan you $2,800. Let's get to that part.
So my dad told him, he said he gave him the year is up. So he gave him a couple of months outside of the year. So my dad said, you know what, he said, the only reason how your brother gonna move if I sell this house. So I'm about to sell the house. My dad, he sells the house.
Hold on, he had to sell the house to get you out. Go ahead.
So he said,
sell the house, get him out.
So he tells him, he said, listen, I got somebody to put an offer in. They're closing on this date. You gotta find you somewhere to go, brother. Just like that. He comes to me, he's procrastinating 2 weeks before the closing. He comes to me, he said, listen, I gotta find somewhere to go. You definitely ain't coming to live with me. I did that with the last person I brought her. Let somebody live with me. I don't let people live with me anymore. I don't care
you gotta have some place for them husbands to drop out. Go ahead.
Plaintiff Kelly Hubert is suing her brother, who claims Kelly is a gold digger and a homewrecker.
Go ahead.
So I said, you know what? I said, he said, well, I found the place. I said, okay, how much money do you need? He said, I need $3,000. I said, now how you gonna pay me my money back? I'm gonna pay you back when I get my taxes. I said, listen, we ain't gonna start that mess. We ain't gonna start that mess. I said, listen, if you don't pay me my money back, I'm gonna call the big dogs on you. And I'm talking about my daddy. So he said, I'm for real. I'm gonna pay your money back. Taxes come around. He gives me $200. I say, where's the rest of my money at? He says, well, you know, Biden just signed this. Biden about to give us a new stimulus. I said, oh my God.
Right. You should have called him directly. But go ahead.
I said, oh my God. I said, listen. I want my money. I'm not playing. I want my money. He said, I'm for real. Biden about to sign this new stimulus. He say, I gotta put some new furniture and stuff in my new crib and stuff like that. He has a daughter. I want my niece to not be sleeping on the floor when she come over. I said, okay, cool. So when you get that stimulus, I want my money. Stimulus check come around. I pulls up on the block where he lives at. I see him getting in the car. I say, who car is this? He say, this is my new car. You like it? I say, where's my money at? I said, this what you spent your money on this raggedy car? And then he's attaching his bicycle. He's dressed up with his superhero costume on, running around looking like Blank Man. And he's attaching it with his little Blank Man costume to the car. I said, I just couldn't believe it. I said, you know what? I said, I want my money. I said, you got 30 days to give me some type of form of payment for my money, and I'm not playing with you. He said, okay, I got you, sis. I'm going to start paying you back. I haven't received nothing. It's the same thing. He's still running around like Meteor Man, Blank Man, all over Facebook, social media. Everybody.
Two things you said that is somewhat impressive. He did get a place with the money, because some young folks would not do that. They pop it off and then still need to stay with you or stay with somebody else. Here's a young man trying to save his money, do the right thing, spend conservatively. I'm with you. Go ahead, sir. Tell me about the money with your sister.
I remember owing her $2,500, $3,000, but I was drunk when I borrowed it from her, for one. Let's start this off. So I thought I was gonna get my stimulus check, so I told her I'll pay her in Link. I got a Link card. I give her some Link. She didn't want to take the Link, Judge. Come on, you could have taken the Link. Come on, anybody can use some Link.
Yeah, I'm gonna get him out of here. It's looking worse and worse. Now you got Link. You losing girls by the minute. Them videos aren't gonna be able to help you in a minute. You telling women that you're short on money, your bread is short. Now you're telling them you're on stamps. Now you're telling them that you can't pay back. Now you're coming here looking drunk. Now you're telling them you're on pills, doing all this. Man, he got a girlfriend?
No, his girlfriend broke up with him and moved to a whole nother state.
I see why.
Yeah.
2,800 is your judgment. Good luck. He had missed on you. He's a little confused about when, how much, and I was drunk. So you're very clear.
Yes,
2,800 is your judgment. Have a good day.
Look at him. Posey.
He's a fool.
Posey.
I'm gonna see you again. I'm gonna see you again. I'm gonna see you again. I know where you stay at.
I just want to say, one, ain't nobody worried about him. For two, I just hope that he does better, get his life together, stop all that drinking, and cut that hair off his head. He's too old for it.